Hey y'all, it's Emmy, your friendly neighborhood yogi. I did something today. I changed up my routine. I went to a different Planet Fitness location to do my workout today and invited a friend to come with me to challenge me and push me beyond what I think are my limits. This was my warm-up. I moved nice and slow, just getting blood to all the primary major areas in my body, opening up my hips, my rib cage, my upper and lower back, stretching the hamstrings, and also opening up hip flexors before we worked legs and back. I picked what we were working today, and I was told that it's rather odd to do legs and back in the same day, but guess what? I am an odd individual, and one of my primary goals is having a very strong back. That also includes my hamstrings and my calves. I want the entire back line of fascia to be tight and standing at attention most days. A lot of my pain from fibromyalgia is between my shoulder blades, and so I want to find ways that I can strengthen that area and increase blood flow to that area, because I know that the nerve pain is primarily from a lack of blood flow and my fascia being tense and tight and stuck together. I'm proud of myself because I did something new. I did something different. And I am so used to staying in my lane when it comes to fitness and when it comes to moving my body. I'm so used to doing what I want to do. I haven't been led by a trainer or by a teacher for many years pre-COVID, except for a class here or there. And so to have a one-on-one focused on me session, lifting weights, challenging the amount of weight I'm lifting, that means humility. I've got to bring humility into the picture, right? Because I'm a personal trainer, and I could very easily say, I already know how to do this shit. What are you telling me, right? And I could very easily respond with, I already know. And maybe that's how I was tempted to respond. But perhaps I took a moment to recognize I cannot see myself outside of my body. So while I have been recording myself for years to check my posture and to check my alignment, that doesn't mean that in the moment right then, I'm right. And it blew my mind how many times I was reminded to breathe. Because guess what? Breath is the foundation for life. I believe that. I preach that. I tell other people that. When I am working other people out, I am consistently reminding them when to inhale and when to exhale. And guess what? When I was exercising outside of my comfort zone, I forgot. And how powerful is it as a teacher to recognize I'm still a student and I still need to learn. I still have things to learn. Just because I've been certified as a personal trainer does not mean that I am the end-all be-all of personal trainers. It means that I'm even more fascinated by the world of physical, mindful movement. And I want to learn more about how other people approach mindful movement. I want to grow. And growing means that I acknowledge I do not know what I do not know. And I cannot learn unless I am willing to be teachable. Some of the things that I have learned lately are wall Pilates, which is what you see me doing here. This has been extremely challenging for my core, and I'm so grateful to have learned these techniques. I truly believe that the core is or should be the primary focus of our mindful movement. And the reason behind that is because everything in our body is attached to our core. So if we have a healthy, strong core, the rest is going to fall into alignment, provided that we work both sides of the body equally. And yes, both sides of my body are not equal currently. And so sometimes I do work the left side more than I do the right side. And that is intentional to strengthen my non-dominant side. However, at the end of the day, reciprocal inhibition is a real thing. So what we do to one side of the body, we should also repeat on the other side of the body. If we do an exercise with our legs crossed, we should probably also repeat that exercise with our legs crossed the opposite direction. It's just smart. Now, one of the things that was an additional challenge for me, every time I go to a new place, I notice discrepancies. It's kind of annoying to be so aware. I wish I wasn't so aware of all the dust that was around me and just a lack of general attention to detail that I pride myself at in my own gym. And I recognize that, I pride myself on attention to detail. So maybe I'm the only one paying attention to detail. I don't know. I'm only paying attention to detail when I'm there. And when I am not there, I just see things like everybody else. And unfortunately today, for some reason, even though I was not clocked in, probably because I was at a new location, I was paying attention to detail. And I felt so much judgment rising up inside of me, thinking, I would have cleaned that. I would have taken care of that. If I was on shift today, I would have done X, Y, Z and the other thing. And guess what? It's none of my business. It's not any of my business. I don't work at that location. It's not my job. Now, if I see something that's dirty, I can clean it. There's plenty of tools available for me at a Planet Fitness location to clean whatever I feel is not clean enough. So I did. And I also found myself being influenced by that non-clean environment. And guess what? I'm pretty sure I did not clean off the Smith machine that I used. Now, I did clean the bench off. But my point here is that judgment is something that creeps in on us when we don't pay attention. When we don't pay attention, we can be so incredibly critical of other people. But what does that tell us? If we are critical of other people and we know that other people are a mirror of ourselves, does that mean that maybe we're overly critical of ourselves? A little message that has been loud in my brain lately is that pesky ass golden rule. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. And I just want to ask y'all a question. Do you treat yourself the way that you would treat someone else? And I'm talking about grace here. Do you give yourself the same amount of grace that you would give to a stranger? Do you give yourself the same amount of grace that you would give to your best friend? Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. And on top of that, treat yourself like your best friend. Have manageable expectations for yourself and therefore have manageable expectations for others. I love you.